Welcome to the very first episode of Dota News Weekly. This would be a weekly segment where we'll talk about the changes that have been made, some new updates in the Dota scene. Everything from player swaps to new teams being formed, and everything in the Dota sphere combined. Our first story today is a story about the new Team Aster. They have announced on Weibo that Team Aster is gonna run with SCCC as their position 1, Xiao8 as their position 2, XXS and Baboka are staying, so you have your offlane and your position 4, and then in the 5 position role, it's gonna be Fade. Fade, of course, the player from Vici Gaming, who announced that he would retire from professional Dota. Luckily enough for us, he has decided against that choice and chosen to go with this new Team Aster, which is going to be a very impressive team because you've got a lot of fan favorites in one team combined, and they can stir things up in the Chinese region. The second story that we're talking about is about LGD. Everyone knows already from a while back that they're going to miss the first major of the year, because FY is going to be out of commission because of an eye surgery for about 3 months, and maybe has announced that he wants to take a break from Dota, just a couple of months to enjoy life, because it is very stressful traveling all over the world, and they also need their own breaks. And because of that, they don't want to play with 2 stand-ins because they don't feel it's fair to their own teammates and to the stand-ins. If they, if it goes wrong, then they'll all get blamed and such, so they'll just say we're taking a break with the team for a while. The new news that's coming out is after TI, QQQ left LGD and now they are in desperate need of a new coach. They first tried to get Heen, but Heen declined because Heen thinks that the language barrier might be a little bit too hard to trump with a coach that does not speak Chinese, whereas China is one of those countries that most players rarely speak English, and that's why you always need a translator when you're talking to Chinese teams, and it would be very hard for a coach to guide his team if he does not speak the language, so he declined. That's why now they're looking for Xiao8, who is of course a very well respected and renowned player and coach, and might bring in the fresh air that LGD needs to take the Aegis next year. On number 3 of my list, we're going to go back to Dream League 10, the minor. Team Lithium was not qualified for the minor, but then Team Liquid tapped out, and because of that, Team Lithium was allowed to go to the minor. And Team Lithium at that moment just got picked up by Vega Squadron, but they did the qualifiers without the help of Vega Squadron. So they went under the banner of Vega Squadron to the minor, but they agreed with Vega that Vega would not get a part of the prize money, and Vega Squadron agreed. However, after they got 5th at the minor and they got their 15,000 payout to the team, it got paid to Vega Squadron because they were officially under the Vega Squadron handle, and Vega Squadron stooped them by not paying the players out the money that they owe them, which is approximately 3k per player. Which is of course very unfortunate, but it's not. The worst part is it's not new in the esports scene. We've seen it countless of times. Recently there was an NIP payment dispute as well, and the tournament organizers have had some history of not paying out teams at all for the tournaments. So I hope that Vega Squadron can solve this issue out before it would go potentially to court. On number 4 of my list, we're going to talk about Godsent Back in the game. Godsent and the Final Tribe have merged together to bring Godsent from beyond the grave back, risen out from the ashes. And this would mean that the old team, of course, the old CSGO team that they had, which consisted of Pronax, is going to be widening out. They are going to be building up a Hearthstone, Dota 2, CSGO and League of Legends team, and I'm very curious on what the combination of the 2 esports organizations is going to bring to the rest of the world. Hopefully we will see a new powerhouse team built up and make the top a little bit more interesting. Let's watch it all together and see how they will evolve. Thank you for watching the first episode of Dota News Weekly. Hopefully we'll see you next week, and I will leave the links of all the news down below so you can check it out yourself. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys around.